It is 11 o'clock at night. You are sitting on the kitchen floor next to an untouched bowl of food. Your cat walked past it, sniffed it, and walked away. Again. This is the third meal in a row. And now you hear it, that small, worried voice in your head asking, is this an emergency? I know exactly how frightening this is. You start Googling at midnight. You compare the bowl from this morning to the bowl from last night. You wonder if it's the food, the weather, or something much worse. And what's worse? Nobody seems to give you a straight answer. It's just 100 different opinions. But what if I told you that with cats, there is one number you need to know right now before anything else? And once you know it, you will never feel this lost again. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Marcus, your neighborhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I dedicate this entire channel to helping you become the best pet parent you can possibly be using simple, vet-approved guidance you can actually trust. Before we go any further, drop the guilt. You are not a bad pet parent for not knowing this. Cats are famously good at hiding illness. It's an instinct left over from the wild, where looking weak made them a target. The fact that you notice this at all, and that you're watching this video right now, instead of just waiting it out, already proves you're paying close attention. That matters more than you know. So here's today's masterclass. I'm going to walk you through exactly why this happens. The one timeline rule that could genuinely save your cat's life, what you can safely try at home in the meantime, and the warning signs that mean you stop watching this video and pick up the phone. Let's get into it. Let's start with the number, because it's the most important thing in this entire video. For a healthy adult cat, going without food for more than 24 hours is a real concern. Beyond 48 to 72 hours, it becomes a genuine emergency, even if your cat seems otherwise fine. Even if they're still drinking water, even if they're still purring on your lap. Here's the science behind why cats are different from dogs on this. When a cat's body doesn't get calories from food, it starts pulling fat from storage and sending it to the liver to be converted into energy. In most animals, this process is slow and manageable. But a cat's liver isn't built to process large amounts of fat quickly. Fat starts to accumulate inside liver cells faster than the liver can clear it. This condition is called hepatic lipidosis, or fatty liver disease, and it can start developing in as little as 2 to 3 days of not eating, even in cats who were perfectly healthy beforehand. Overweight cats are at the highest risk, but it can happen to any cat. This is why "let's just wait and see if she gets hungry" is one of the most dangerous pieces of advice in the cat world. With most health problems, waiting a few days to see if things improve is reasonable. With appetite loss in cats, waiting is the thing that turns a manageable problem into a life-threatening one. So Chapter 1 of tonight's masterclass isn't a remedy, it's a rule. If your cat has eaten little to nothing for 24 hours, call your vet today not to panic, but to get guidance. If it stretches past 48 hours, that's not a "let's monitor it" situation anymore. It needs same-day veterinary attention. I promise you, no vet has ever been upset that an owner called too early about this. Now here's what's truly fascinating, and this is where I can actually help you while you're getting your cat seen, or if you catch this early on day one. There are real, gentle things you can do at home that make a genuine difference, especially for stress-related or mild appetite dips. None of these replace a vet visit if your cat has gone a full day without eating. Think of them as support, running alongside proper care, not instead of it. Chapter 2. The warming trick. Cats rely far more on smell than tastes to decide whether something is worth eating. Cold food, straight from the fridge, has a much fainter smell, which is part of why a lot of cats turn their nose up at refrigerated wet food. Warming a small amount of wet food to just above room temperature, think body temperature, not hot, releases the aroma compounds and can make it dramatically more appealing. Take a spoonful, place it in a small dish, and warm it for about 10 seconds in the microwave. Stir it and test it on your wrist like you would a baby bottle. It should feel warm, not hot. Here's a quick warning. Always test the temperature yourself before offering it. A cat's mouth is far more sensitive to heat than ours, and food that feels fine too. You can still burn them if it's uneven, especially around any air pockets in the food. Chapter 3, and this one surprises almost everyone. Bowl shape matters more than most owners realize. Cats have sensitive whiskers, and a deep, narrow bowl can cause something called whisker fatigue, repeated whisker contact with the sides of the sides of the bowl that some cats genuinely find unpleasant enough to avoid the bowl altogether. Switching to a wide, shallow plate can solve appetite issues that have nothing to do with illness at all. Try a flat plate instead of a bowl for a day, and watch what happens. There's no real safety warning here. This one is about as low risk as it gets, but do keep the plate clean, since food residue left on a flat surface can attract bacteria just as easily as a bowl. Chapter 4. And stick with me here because this one is important. Location and stress. Cats are deeply territorial, and a food bowl placed too close to a litter box, a noisy appliance, or another pet's feeding spot can trigger enough anxiety to shut down appetite completely. This isn't the cat being fussy, it's a genuine stress response, the same instinct that would have kept a wild cat from eating somewhere it didn't feel safe. Move the food bowl to a quiet, low-traffic spot, away from the litter box and away from other pets' bowls, and give it a day. If you have multiple cats, feeding them in separate rooms can make a bigger difference than people expect. The warning here is behavioral, not medical. If the stress seems tied to aggression between pets in the home, it's worth a conversation with your vet or a certified animal behaviorist, rather than something to manage alone. Chapter 5. My personal favorite for cats recovering their appetite after feeling a little under the weather. The bone broth boost. A small amount of plain, unsalted bone broth with no onion, garlic, or seasoning of any kind drizzled over dry food or mixed into wet food adds both moisture and a strong, savory smell. That can coax a hesitant cat into taking that first bite. It also gently supports hydration, which matters when a cat has been eating less than usual. Use about a tablespoon over a normal meal. Here's the warning. Check the label carefully. Many store-bought broths contain onion or garlic powder, both of which are toxic to cats. If you're not 100% sure of the ingredients, it's safer to make a simple version yourself by simmering plain chicken in water with nothing added. Now please listen closely because this is the massive warning I promised you at the start. None of what I just shared is a substitute for veterinary care once you're past that 24 to 48 hour window. Fatty liver disease doesn't announce itself loudly. A cat can look reasonably alert right up until they're seriously ill. If your cat is also vomiting, hiding more than usual, has yellowish gums or eyes, seems weak, or is a kitten, senior diabetic, or has any existing health condition, do not wait even 24 hours, call your vet immediately. Appetite loss, combined with any of those signs, is always treated as urgent. Here's the golden rule for using everything you learned tonight. You don't need to do all of this at once, and you should never let it replace a phone call to your vet when the timeline calls for one. Daily, keep meals at a consistent time and location, away from stress. 2 to 3 times a week, or any time your cat seems a little disinterested. Try warming a small portion of food to release the smell. As needed, during a rough patch, bring in the bone broth boost, or try the flat plate. The whole process takes less than 5 minutes a day, and it's the kind of quiet, attentive care that adds up over your cat's whole life. A cat that won't eat is one of the most unsettling things a pet parent can face, because cats can't tell us what's wrong. But by learning the timeline that actually matters, by choosing to act instead of waiting, and by taking just a few minutes to make mealtime calmer and more inviting, you are doing exactly what a devoted pet parent does. That instinct that brought you to this video tonight, trust it. If this video gave you a clearer sense of what to do, please hit that like button. It helps more worried pet parents find this information when they need it most. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our weekly deep dives. And in the comments tell me, how long is your cat gone without eating and what ended up helping? I read every single one. Give your sweet, beautiful cat a gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Marcus tonight. And if it's been more than a day since they last ate a real meal, don't wait until tomorrow to make that call. I'll see you in the next one.